from everything that you Star Wars fans have heard about, the plans to the Death Star are not in the main computer yet. They're on this disk pack. Hi, I'm Steve Hemanover. You're visiting Aura Technologies in Elk Grove Village, Illinois. And we happen to have the original computer here that was used in 1977 to produce the graphics for the Death Star trench fly-through in the briefing towards the end of the movie. This is a 45-year-old computer system that we originally had at University of Illinois in Chicago, and I now have this running. So, ready? And we have all these nice switches up here, so this is how you start it. I acquired it because the University of Illinois was going to throw it out, and they said, would you like this? And I went, my God, this is a piece of motion picture history. We can't throw this out. So I've been storing it, saving it for the last 30 years, and recently we've actually got to restore it to the fact where the computer part runs. I was another student in the lab. There was a group of us all working on different projects, and once in a while we got to do research which ended up either on television or motion pictures. This was just probably the most famous one. There were many times that we would do graphics for movies or TV commercials, and they pretty much most of the time didn't go anywhere, and this one came along. In fact, I was actually given the script to look at, and I said, oh, this looks interesting. I have to go to class. You know, we didn't know. And you know, a few months later, when the movie came out, boom, we had a blockbuster on our hands. This is how difficult it was to do computer graphics back in the 70s. It took all of these small-scale electronics cards, built up card after card, on and on, row after row of circuit cards, just to get the functions to draw lines and text on the screen. This computer also was very interactive, which was unusual for the time, that it had analog to digital converters, and we had knobs that were analog. You could turn a knob and tell the computer, let's say we're going to take the Death Star and you want to just rotate it around, and if you turn the knob, the Death Star would rotate in real time. They plug in R2-D2 to their main computer, pull the plans out, and you see a little bit of the Death Star rotating. That was the graphics that we did at the University of Illinois. And finally, they get all the pilots in a big meeting room towards the end of the movie so they can have a briefing of how to go and blow up the Death Star and show them how to maneuver, fly down this wireframe trench, which was all the graphics that we did here. Originally, we were hoping to restore this thing and put it in the George Lucas Museum, which we think is where it belongs, because if anything had an amazing history, it was this thing, because of the fact that Star Wars was such a big movie.
You're required to maneuver straight down this trench and skim the surface to this point. The target area is only 2 meters wide. It's a small thermal exhaust port right below the main port. The shaft leads directly to the reactor system. A precise hit will start a chain reaction which should destroy the station. Only a precise hit will set up a chain reaction. The shaft is ray shielded, so you'll have to use proton torpedoes.
That's impossible, even for a computer.
But it's not impossible.